Folks, I'm just tickled generally, but I'm very happy that my next guest is here, and she's a terrific stand-up, and she's just recently been on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. She's been on the John Oliver stand-up New York show that's on. She wrote for one of my favorite dearly departed late night programs, Nikki and Sarah Live, and she's just all over the place and terrific. Please welcome Brooke Van Poppelen to the stage. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful. Where can I go back?
Am I where? This one to start?
Yeah, sit over there.
Hi.
See how things go. Just
Okay,
project from down here. Send it out to the
I
back.
will, from the diaphragm.
Brooke, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm sorry I could not make it to your show last night. There's a show that you host.
Yeah. Oh, don't. Whoa. Yeah, shit went weird. So it's okay.
Well, I had to take my customary pre-show dip in the goannas. It's how I keep my powers active, of course. I'm well over 3,000 years old, and I sleep in radioactive bandages. So it's no, I'm kidding. I sleep nude and on a bed of peanut shells just like everybody else. But how did it go? Did it go well?
You know, it was fun. It's always, I think sometimes the biggest X factor is we always have a singer-songwriter on the show.
Yeah.
And we like to have them be like, if they're funny singer-songwriters, that's great, but it's not a rule. We actually really like to have people who will like bring a tear to your eye and just kind of mix up the emotions.
Sure.
At the show. So then there was like a really beautiful singer-songwriter that I managed to book. And then, then there was some rape jokes that happened right after that. And I had to have a chit-chat with the comedian.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was just like, well, first of all, the whole audience tonight is female. Know your audience. Second of all, it's never funny, period. But also, it was just like we're here for ladies' night. And it was just like an assault. And I was just like, let's talk. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You know, and like after they got on stage, yeah.
Sometimes it's because the person feels like they're failing that they resort to anger or some of the. You usually get, pardon my language, you get some dick jokes and you get some you get some of the rape jokes.
Yeah. It comes out a little bit, you know, because they were slow to warm up and whatever, and so. You know, it's one of those weird things. You as a professional host, you know how it is. I never like to throw a comedian under the bus, but I had to go back up on stage and be like, hey, that's not what this room is all about.
Right.
And that's not what we condone. I was also like, come on, man, you're better than that. And then I had a chit chat with him afterwards.
Yeah.
It's good that you said something.
I'm not going to it's my fucking show.
That's great.
My show.
You should have booked Daniel Tosh for yourself.
I know. Live and learn every time the Tosh mic.
It's a good get.
You just
I know, it is good.
It's your anger for the late night.
How did you get him? How did you?
I know, right?
No bounds. But now, Brooke, speaking of late night, you were just
speaking
recently.
of rape,
No, we'll have a chit chat.
Okay.
No, you were just recently on the Late Late Show, as I mentioned, with Craig Ferguson.
Yeah.
And that must be terribly exciting.
It was
Congratulations.
very exciting. Thank you. He's handsome, which I discovered far too late in the game.
Most hosts are.
Yes.
When you
Oh,
get-
yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. You see one thing online, but then in person.
In person,
My
you're just
goodness.
sort of like, oh, you're like the HD cannot do
No, it doesn't do
you
justice.
still.
No,
But
no.
no, I didn't. I up close and personal. Because I mean, come on, no one watches it. But oh, I know
do.
that's me.
Some
Well,
people
no, I
do.
know. I just don't stay up late. I'm an old broad, and I just don't stay up late anymore. But I hadn't watched it enough to notice that he's got tattoos like all up his arms, and I was like, oh god damn! Like yeah. Oh my god.
That's so sexy.
He's crazy hot. He used to be in Irish punk bands. But anyways, aside.
So he was there, because I heard that sometimes he's not in the room.
Yeah. So I think.
No,
Don't look this up later.
No, they're having a ladies'
Dreamboat.
night back there.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
dreamboat there. I think he got called out online a little bit. I think Hannibal Buress is one of the first comedians to kind of be like, this is some bullshit. Like, I go to do Ferguson and he leaves as the comedian comes on a stage.
Right, because they would do like taped segments
Yes.
of the comedians,
Yes.
and then they would just insert that into the show.
Yeah, right.
So he wasn't always there, but now I guess he
Right.
figured, okay.
He stays.
Yeah, now he's there. Did
Yeah.
you go over there too and spend some time with him?
Only if they are stretching, you know. So it's like 1 in 100 comedians really get to sit down. So funny behind the scenes story. Do you know a comedian named Cameron Esposito?
Yeah, sure.
She's the comedian, awesome girl from Chicago, fantastic person. I actually got asked to do that night, and that's the night that she got to sit with
Oh, Jayla?
Jay Leno, your idol, and Craig, but she is that 1 in 100 where they're like, we need to stretch, so that if Craig calls you over to the couch, you just go. You don't ask questions, don't worry about it, you go. And I was like, oh man, like she lucked out. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like minimizing my situation, but I was like, she got that one like lottery spot. That's so cool.
And then she's writing for them or something now, right?
I don't think so.
Oh,
No.
no.
She's got her own podcast and she's just
Oh,
doing
well,
great.
she
She's
doesn't
just
need
doing
it.
great with stuff.
She's a network show.
Yeah. No. She's got a podcast. She's
Now,
fine.
does that happen? That happens over there in the CBS building where Price is Right is? It's in Los Angeles?
Yeah, we snuck down on the way out.
Yeah, boy, that is it. Has anybody been on that show, Price is Right? So you know what I'm talking about. There's not been a more torturous experience for a human to endure than going on that program. And I went on there with the old Bob Barker when he was still rattling around up there. And Roddy, God bless him, I don't know why he's going to Thailand, but I don't want to know. But the point is, you sit there, you go maybe 5 a.m., and then you sit outside, and even LA is cold at 5 a.m. It's just bleak. Bleak anyway, because you can hear the dreams dying as you drive around. But you're out there at 5 a.m. on these metal benches, the kind you'd sit on at like a poor high school, and you sit out there, and you just wait, and then 7 a.m. comes around or so, something like that, and the producers come through, and you don't realize that that's the time that they're really checking out who's going to be the people that they call up. And so, and you're groggy. You can't be at your best at 7 a.m. It's just not fair. I mean, a couple people were, and they had the, I named my dog Bob because she's a Barker t-shirt, and military people and all this. But by the time you get inside, and actually I didn't get selected to be in contestants row, but you get in there, and I've never been more excited for a piece of wicker furniture to appear. You're just so beaten down by that point that you just, what are they gonna pay for that? And it's so thrilling to be there, but it's a weird experience. And
Yeah.
I guess you didn't have a chance to go and do that while you were
Oh
out there.
man, I wish. I mean, that to me is when I think of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like just,
Sick days.
summers off, sick days, etc. Just Price is Right on all day long, watching like Chips, watching all these great shows. But the Price is Right, and Three's Company are the ones that are like very
They're up top
ingrained in
for
my.
you.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But
Some of the best comedy too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we were discussing this the other day.
Yes.
Something I'm taking over. That like as a young kid, you don't realize that the whole time in Three's Company that Jack Tripper is pretending he's gay. I never got that.
Really?
Okay, because
That's how he's staying there.
the way the landlord was like, one guy is not allowed to live with 2 women, like a straight male and 2 straight ladies aren't allowed to live together in my building.
Yeah.
And then so his whole act was that he was like, well, I'm gay or whatever. And because I'm young, I was like, he is a riot. Like I had no idea. I was just like, he is so fun. I never got it, but now you watch it as an adult and you're like, oh my God, I get it.
Yeah.
Crafty.
No idea.
That's how you get to live with 2 ladies.
That's how you do it.
Under Mr. Roper's roof.
That's right. You'd think it would have been okay because Mrs. Roper seemed a little, loose.
Yes, right?
If I can use that term.
Bourbon and a key party.
Yeah,
Gosh.
like it seemed like she was, a little bit more adventurous in the sack.
Absolutely.
A lot of,
In her
free-flowing-
sacks of free-flowing robes.
Yeah, the sack
she was
being
wearing.
her dress. Not, I don't mean anything like that. And then Mr. Furley
Furley and then Roper.
came along, and then it was like, he's wearing an ascot. What are we doing? But a lot of nights spent down there at the Legal Beagle.
Regal Beagle.
Regal Beagle.
Yes.
Legal,
When it's like-
the Legal Eagles was the show, though, wasn't it?
Could be.
I like to think about all the puns that have been
Regal
made.
Beagle. Well, and I love that like they were supposed to be 20-somethings, but his friend Larry looked like he was 55 and divorced.
You can't trust Larry.
No, you can't.
No, that's what I took away from that program. If I ever meet that guy, no.
No.
I don't need to have him on a podcast.
Not a good wingman, the Lair.
No. What was his living situation? Lived alone, probably.
I think he was a bachelor, swinging bachelor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So now, Brooke, of course, we see you everywhere. You do shows almost every night, don't you?
When I don't cancel, yeah.
Well, thank you. I didn't know we were on the edge.
No. I'm just saying, I get very like emotional sometimes. I'm like, I'm so tired, and I'm old, and I'm like, I agreed to something. Like usually you get booked like 2 months in advance, and like past you is like that sounds like a great idea for future me, and then when the day arrives, you're like, fuck me. You're like, why did I say yes to this? And I'm at a point where I think I'm just a little more. I'm just trying to be better about saying yes to everything because I know that I'm lazy and I hate to get off my couch. So I'm just honest with who I am.
Well, that's terrific.
We gotta get
and
through
of course
True Detective.
Born in the Detroit suburbs, trained in Chicago, and just chasing your dream here in New York.
Yes.
And how long have you been in New York?
It's like 8 years and a few weeks from now.
So pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's going pretty well for you.
I'm happy.
That's wonderful.
I'm sorry, I just told everyone sometimes I don't show up for shows. I just think it's like a well-known, I'm so paranoid that everyone's like, oh, old no-show Van Poppelen.
As long as you say no one watches the Craig Ferguson program, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, yep, just keep that on the,
Just
that's-
torching bridges right and left is
Yep.
wonderful. That's why I invite people on this show to make a fresh start.
Exactly.
And
Just
to
all
come
about
out here,
honesty. What can I say?
leave
I'm also,
the past behind.
Yeah.
Sue.
I can relate to that though. I think every comedian can. And there's a famous scene in Annie Hall.
in which one?
Isn't it Annie Hall? When he's
What he's like.
if we can bring up that name anymore, what do you yell?
Yeah, thank you for getting us back to
But there's that famous scene when he's.
No, it's fine.
I tried.
Fine, talk about it.
Yeah.
Has he been on the show?
Oh yeah.
Well, Brooke, and you writing for Girl Code, Guy Code?
Yeah, I did 2 seasons of Girl Code, and
That's still going?
season 3 is kicking off. They got greenlit, so
Wonderful.
I'm gonna do a little work for them, but I can't continue full time.
That's okay.
So,
You have
yeah,
other
fine.
things going on, and
Yes.
you have something that you want to let people know about. What's the next thing that's happening? Or you have a regular show?
I do. I have a second and fourth Monday show at Freddie's Back Room in Park Slope. I co-host it with the fabulous Julia Rossi. Really keep the rape jokes to a minimum. Usually, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
No, but it's we love to have like an established comedian, and then we love to give like new, like young and upcoming comedians tons of stage time, etc. We like to think we're pretty flex with who we book. So
And
yeah,
always
we always
ladies'
have great
night there.
Well, lately, it's great. They the people in the neighborhood love Julia and I. What can I say? So
No,
we've got a
that's-
nice
it's
little
good,
lady
it's
following. It's great.
That's good.
I'll take it.
No, sure. I wish you the best with it.
Can we share it?
Like, I can work with that.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Well, that's great. And your tour and everything is put on your website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, come see me in Melbourne.
Melbourne.
That's
Wow.
your
I
headline.
know.
That's great.
Not the festival,
No,
but
you're
I'm part of a
headlining.
show.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm the reason Melbourne has a comedy festival. Pretty
Well,
much.
people will fly on over for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so just pop on over. I'll be on the plane for 21 hours taking Xanax. It'll be great.
You like flying?
No?
Sounds like fun.
I know.
Have you been there before? Okay.
Nope, I'm nervous but excited, you know. It's different. It's different. Have you seen that movie Adore
No.
with Robin Penn? Wait, what's her name? No, sorry, Robin Wright and Naomi Watts. This is a fun one. They live in Melbourne and they fuck each other's teenage sons. Check it out. It's on Netflix. It's real sexy.
That's a nice
It's real
recommendation.
sexy.
Adore?
Adore.
Adore.
Check it out. You like hate yourself while you're watching it because you're like, well, I know what's gonna happen, and then you're like, I don't like it. And then you're like, no, but
Yeah.
Good acting.
She's got this. She's got that great neck circle.
Robin, I know, Robin, they both
You can
do.
get lost in there. It's really good.
What's up about the clapping?
All right. Brooke Van Poppelen,
Thank
everybody.
you.